What's up, YouTube? I'm about to go hit some thrift stores. Today is the 31st, and supposedly Thrift Town has a 30% off sale today. I'm actually so excited that I was walking to my car and I realized I forgot my camera. So I'm like so stoked to go thrifting because it's been like 4 days. I'm having like thrifting withdrawals that I completely forgot to get my camera to just shoot this trip to the thrift. So I got my camera, now I'm ready to go and find some killer deals. All right, let's see if they have my Tommy jacket and my North Face jacket. I might wait on the Tommy jacket, but we will see. So sadly they do not have the North Face in stock. They actually sold it, I guess, which is kind of a bummer because I was hoping to get that for 20 bucks. Anyways, this right here, they do have the Tommy Hilfiger still. Once again, $40, which is way too much money for the minor flaws that it has. It has some fraying on the logo right there. It has some dirt on the collar. As you guys can see, it's a little tattered right there. And the sleeves are a little short, but this is a really sick jacket. This is something like ASAP Ferg would wear. This thing's super dope. But I think we have to wait and see if they have it tomorrow at 50% off sale. Here's a super nice Dickies flannel in perfect condition, super soft. But for 20 bucks, hell nah. I don't care if it's 30% off, I'm not getting that for 20. They still have this clean ass Raiders starter jacket for 40, which is still too much money even with the 30% off or 50% off sale. They're kind of taxing. I feel like they purposely tax all their prices because they know they're about to have this really good sale. Here's a super clean all black Dickies work jacket right here. 13 bucks really isn't that bad, so it'd be like 9 bucks with the sale. As you can see, they have the official Nicolas Cage Treasure Hunter jacket right here with the treasure map imprinted on the inside right there, so you never get lost. You got the coordinates all up in this bitch. Here we got some angelic Fubu Furry Fuego right here. This thing is super soft. It's like $4, so with 30% off it would be super cheap, but not gonna happen. And it looks like someone was getting like dicks drawn on their face with this pen marker on the collar. This Looney Tunes fleece button-up thing is actually really dope. Look at the back. It's pretty sick. And if you look at the buttons, it has that Warner Brother Looney Tune engraving and shit. It's actually kind of sick. Right here you have an Alaskan Survivors jacket, official as fuck. And then over here you got like the girlfriend of the lead singer from Eiffel 65's pubic hair right here. Pretty neat Sacramento Kings jacket right here. Super sick, super good condition. It's got Kings embroidered on the back. The problem is that this is a lightweight jacket and it's 16 bucks. Not worth it. Plain all red Champion sweater right here, as you guys can see. $6. I might as well just buy it and then print a word like Pyrex on the back and resell it for like 70, 80 bucks. This American flag Mickey shirt though is actually really sick. This is all embroidered right here, Walt Disney World. 8 bucks, so it'd be 30% off of that. Here's a pretty cool Green Bay Packers sweater right here. It's 13 bucks though, which is a little much. But this is pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie, this thing's sick. Denver Bronco sweater right here. Thing is 8 bucks. Golf polo in the Pepto-Bismol colorway. If this wasn't XXL, I'd actually get this just for layering. This thing's actually pretty dope. It's just a little hockey jersey, as you guys can see, all cut and sew and shit. We have the Codeine Sunrise right here. This thing is insane. This is like a Jester's jersey right here. This thing is weird. And you got the elbow pads for whatever kind of physical activity you may be enduring. I'm not necessarily a big flannel person. As you guys know, I don't really have any flannels. I have a couple really, really old ones that I don't really wear anymore. But this right here I'm probably gonna cop because it's 6 bucks, so at 30% off it'll be $4. It's like this cream and black flannel, but what's really weird about this flannel is that the buttons are actually on the left side. So normally when you have like a button up, it's on the right side because most people are right-handed. This is like a left-handed button up. So it was super hard buttoning this thing up. I'm telling you guys, like, I don't know if you've ever tried it or if you've ever felt one, but that is super weird and hard to do. I don't know if you want to try it right now on one of your flannels and try like imagining yourself buttoning from the left side, but like since you use your right hand to push the button through, it's just really weird. But anyways, I'm definitely gonna get this. It fits perfect even though it says XL, and it's a really clean flannel. We got the WSU pullover right here. Shout out to any of my viewers from Pullman. I know a lot of people that actually go to this school because I'm from Washington, obviously, so yeah. And now these people are trying on the Tommy Hilfiger jacket. I don't want to point at them. Let's see if they put it back, if they keep it. I really want that jacket, so I'm just gonna sit here and pretend like I'm looking at stuff. I'm actually talking to the camera and hoping they put it back, and it looks like they put it back. This shirt right here is super sick. It's got this like grunge design on it or whatever, kind of like some shirts that I have from Crew and that tank that I always wear. This shirt is extremely fucking creepy. What's up? I'm not normally a fan of Ruka, but this is actually a pretty cool Ruka shirt right here. So one thing Paul Cantu taught me is to always look in the women's coats because sometimes you find dope coats that would work for either males or females. And then I see this Cruella de Vil Dalmatian fur coat right here. Now it is time to hit the next thrift town and see if I can find some more heat. As you guys can see, the sun is out. Half my face is super bright and the other half is somewhat dark. Looking all angelic on one side and evil on the other. But anyways, let's get into these thrift deals. I'm pretty stoked right now because I did find some heat. So whenever you find some heat and you're thrifting, it kind of like renews the energy of thrifting. I first walked in there and I was a little down because they didn't have that blue digital camo North Face that I wanted them to have, and I was hoping to get that today, but they didn't have it, so I was a little down. But after finding some more heat, I'm like back in it. My spirits are up and I'm ready to find some deals. I don't know why, but the first time I came here with Paul, we found some heat, and then ever since I've been coming back and I find nothing here. But this is the thrift town on Stockton. The only thing that I've seen, which is kind of cool, I'm not gonna get it, but it's kind of cool, is this corn shirt right here. And I don't really know if you guys fuck with corn at all, but back in the day I used to love corn. I still love corn. My favorite album from this, Take a Look in the Mirror, but yeah. And a Halo shirt, man, this section's taking me back. You guys do not want to see me in H3 or H2. Carter series like the Detox, never dropping. Carter 5 hopefully coming soon. Take me back to my first or second trip to the thrift, where I ran into all those tees with like old cartoon characters turned into gangsters for some odd reason. I don't know why people do this. It's the dumbest thing ever. Here's a Vans bandana tee in all white. I'm probably gonna get this just so I can tie-dye it. You guys know I don't really wear white. I've said that countless times. But I can get this in tie-dye, it'll look pretty dope. Here's a plain blue North Face tee, pink tag, so it would actually be $4, which is not bad at all for a plain tee from North Face. Here's a pretty crazy patriotic snapback right here. You got these stars all embroidered on the cap or the bill. You got more stars embroidered on the side of the crown. It's actually a strap back, as you guys can see. Pretty fancy patriotic piece of art. Thrifting energy has been a little bit depleted after that horrible thrift town experience. It really wasn't that bad. I don't know why I said horrible. I'm just so used to going into a thrift store and finding heat. Like almost every one I go into, I find at least something. And here I did find something, I guess, but it was towards the end. I found a Vans shirt for $4 and a North Face shirt for $4. So I really don't know why I'm bitching about it, but I'm just expecting more heat today because they're having sales, and I'm just excited. And I guess after the heat that I found at the first thrift town, I'm just expecting more and more heat. But I probably shouldn't do that because then I'm gonna get let down and be sad and not find any heat for the rest of the day. Anyways, I have one more thrift town to hit because they got that 30% off sale today, and then I might hit some other thrift stores around Sacramento while I'm in the area. I never see Raiders gear not taxed. This thing right here has embroidery on the back, embroidery on the front. It's about $5, so it'd be like $3.50. I'm gonna do some investigative research and see if there's any wear and tear on like the stitching or anything like that before I think about getting it. I see this brand Weatherproof at the thrifts a lot, and I must say everything that I see from them is super good quality. Always feels real nice. I'm not gonna get this personally just because it's like an ugly color, but definitely if you guys ever see Weatherproof at the thrift stores and you guys like it, definitely cop, because the pieces are always on point and super nice. They got some Alabama gear in here. Shout out to my bro Lamont. They got another one over here too. As you guys can see right here, more Bama gear. I just asked Paul Kent too if this is worth anything. He said no, since I'm not really sure what NFL gear is worth. But yeah, he said it's not worth anything, so I'm not gonna cop it. Sadly, they had nothing. And I don't know if maybe because it's like noon, well, it's like 12:30 right now, so now they're kind of dug through. I spent like 2 hours at the first one, and that's where I found all the heat. So maybe that's why, maybe everything's just dug through and all the good stuff is already taken because of the sale. But sadly, that is it for the thrift town sales today. Like I said, I might go hit some other thrift stores while I'm in Sacramento. I might as well, but I am starving. My stomach is growling at me very angrily, and I need to eat and replenish the nutrients in my body because, man, I am depleted and tired, and I need to eat. I am in Davis, California, which is near Sacramento, but I had to go up there to buy an iMac, and basically I figured while I'm here, I might as well hit the thrifts. Sadly, I probably won't get anything because it seems like whenever I go to thrift stores in nice neighborhoods, they always have nothing. Like, they have shit. Like, this is just like a little thrift tip. Thrifting in the ghetto, thrifting in like the hood neighborhoods, like those are the places where you find the fire. But I'm gonna hit this suburban area and see if I can find some heat still. There's also another random little thrift store over there. It's called All Things Right and Relevant, so we will see if that title is accurate. I imagine this wind is fucking up my mic. Anyways, the Goodwill was a Donation Express. I'm so tired of Donation Express. Like, Goodwill, please stop installing those because they show up on my GPS and they get me all excited, and then I go to them and there ain't shit. So now I'm going to this place over here. Well, I walked out of that bitch real quick because I saw like a t-shirt that sucked for 10 bucks, and I just looked and all the t-shirts like in that area were like $8, $9, $10, $11 for t-shirts at a thrift store. You guys are fucking tripping. Well, anyways, Davis, California, so far you guys suck hard. I know they say third time's a charm, but I don't like giving chances. First Goodwill, Donation Express, fuck that. Second thrift store, taxing. I'm going back to Sacramento where I find steals. Pretty clean Nike jacket right here. Of course it's Nike, so they're taxing 13 bucks, but it's in really good condition, so that's pretty dope. This Disneyland sweater is actually pretty dope. All this is embroidered, as you guys can see. Real sick. And I really like this like print when it's like this acid wash type dye or whatever it is. If anyone knows what the like technical term is for this print, definitely let me know in the comments below. But I just love when it has that print on it. I just think it's super sick. Alright, well I stopped recording at that Goodwill because they didn't really have anything major and Paul Cantu called and he's more important than that Goodwill. But that was the Goodwill that me and Paul Cantu went into where it was all industrial and shit with the brick walls and fucking fancy ass shit. I don't know if Paul wants to say anything to you guys, but he's on the phone.
Yeah, that shit looks like a boutique up at that Goodwill. If you guys want to see my new Area 51 video, go check that shit out. I go to space. What up, though? Jacob is cool. He's still virtually sucking my dick, even though I'm not in California. Peace.
Virtually. So yeah, go check out his Area 51 video. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel in the description below, as always. But yeah, on to the next Goodwill. And he actually convinced me to go back to the thrift town and get that Mickey Mouse tee that I showed you guys earlier. So I'm gonna have to go back.
Sweater, dumbass.
Oh yeah, sweater. I don't know why I said tee. Uh-oh, a Goodwill Superstore. I first pulled up and I saw the donation center sign and I was about to get super pissed because, as you guys know, the one that I went to in Davis was a Donation Express. But then I saw a Goodwill Superstore and Donation Center, so I'm pretty excited to see exactly what makes this a superstore. Let's go in and find out. Uh-oh, guys. Time for a hoedown. I kind of want to get this shirt just so I can say, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." If this wasn't white, I'd probably get this. It's pretty dope. It's an Olympic shirt from Beijing 2008. As you guys can see, it's got this cool little sleeve print on it, and it says Beijing 2008 on the back. This is actually a really dope vintage Reebok windbreaker thing right here. This thing is super sick. It's a pullover, as you guys can see. The zip only goes halfway down, but the reason that this is so cool is because if you look at this right here, this is actually like a giant Reebok logo. Fuck, it's falling. And yeah, it's pretty dope. Just a big Reebok logo. I still kind of want to get this even though it is a little big. The sweater has like the weirdest collaboration of shit ever. It's got like a dead bird, snowflake, a little gift wrapping present thing, mistletoe. I don't know, this thing is just weird. It's like Christmas witchcraft. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another thrift recap. So originally while shooting this video, I was gonna go hit up all the thrift towns during both New Year's Eve and New Year's. However, I did not end up going on New Year's, and that's just because I felt like all the stuff was already dug through by like New Year's Eve, so there's really no point in me going. Like, I'm not gonna pay for garbage regardless. Like, just because it's 50% off doesn't mean I'm gonna pay for it. And really the difference between the 30% off and 50% off was usually only a couple bucks, so I just kind of said forget it and got the pieces that I wanted anyway, so that way they didn't sell that day. One big recommendation that I've realized over the last couple months that really pays off when thrifting is patience. So be patient. I actually recently just got called cheap on one of my videos because there's like certain prices that I just won't pay. But like to me, it's all about saving money. So at the end of the day, if you're saving money, just be patient. You're gonna find a lot of this stuff at the thrifts. Again, there's not many pieces at the thrifts that you won't see later on in the future. So if you're just patient and you wait, you will get that piece. You just gotta, you know, wait for the right time. And a lot of times if you wait, you actually find better pieces for better prices. Anyways, I'm gonna get right into the pickups because I kind of got a lot for this thrift and I don't want this to drag on. But the first piece I'm actually wearing, this t-shirt right here, super dope. It says Australian Shepherds right there. It's got this cool little graphic on it, like native graphic with this shepherd dog, and it's really sick. It's a little big on me, honestly, but it's just like a tee that I wear like for lounging and stuff like that. It's got this grunge print like all over it, kind of like my crew tank does. It's super comfortable. It's a nice tee, and I just think it's dope. Next up, you guys probably guessed it, but I got this Tommy Hilfiger jacket right here. This thing is super sick. This is a Tommy Hilfiger down puffer jacket. This thing is super nice. The sleeves are a little bit short on me, and there was some damage to the yellow on the collar. I got most of it off, honestly. You can't even really tell. The only place where there's still damage is like on the inside of this, but you'll never really see that, so I don't really care because I'll never just leave that open. Usually I'll have this zipped all the way up, or if I do have this unzipped, this will still be folded over, so you won't really see what's down here. On the back, it has the Tommy Hilfiger right here. The stitching was kind of fraying, but what I did was I just took some scissors and I just cut along the edge to get rid of like any excess thread that's coming out. And I got this masterpiece for $23. Originally I was gonna wait and try to get it for $20, but I ended up using my $5 off with the 30% off, so I still got it for $23, so it was only $3 more. And I'm stoked on it. I mean, a jacket like this normally would be a lot more than $23. A Tommy Hilfiger down puffer jacket, that would be so much more money. And everything else, like the actual body of the jacket, the green, the black, everything is in perfect condition, so I'm super stoked on this find. I wouldn't really pay that kind of money if I was going to resell it, but I actually plan on wearing that and adding that to my wardrobe, so that's why I was willing to pay that. Next piece I picked up is this flannel right here, which normally I don't get flannels, and in the video I ever so foolishly mentioned about the buttons being on the left side. When I first saw that, I was all excited. I was like, oh, this is like a button up for left-handed people, and then Paul made me feel like a dumbass because he was like, or it could just be a woman's flannel, which actually makes a lot more sense because this is an XL and it fits a lot like a medium flannel. Like, this fits perfectly on me, and I was not aware about women's apparel or women's button-ups being like buttoned from the left side, and I actually made a comment to him. I was like, man, that really sucks for women because like it's so inconvenient if you're right-handed to button up from the left side. And then he made fun of me and was like, oh, I didn't know you were so concerned about women's rights. But I am, damn it. So anyways, I was really stoked about this. This does feel really nice. It's in perfect condition, fits perfectly, and I don't really care if it's a woman's flannel, what it's meant for. I mean, it was in the men's section, but I could really care less what it was meant for. It fits me perfectly and it's a dope colorway, so I got it. The next piece you kind of have to see in person to really appreciate how high quality this piece is, but this thing is super soft. It's got this all over like textured knitted pattern all the way down it, and on the camera I'm sure it just looks like a plain brown crew neck and really ugly, but this thing is super sick, super soft. Like, the cuffs are really soft, the inside is absolutely amazing. It's like this fleece material on the inside, so it's super soft and super thick, and I'm really stoked on this. This is actually one of my favorite pickups, and I know the camera really won't do it justice of like how dope this thing is, but I'm really stoked on this find. The next piece I picked up was this Disney World crew neck right here, and I think this thing is super sick. Paul Cantu actually told me to go get it sight unseen, and then I sent it to him and he was like, why'd you go back for that? I guess he didn't really care for it, but I think it's super sick. I really like the embroidery on it. It's just a simple gray crew neck that I'll probably wear around the house just chilling and shit. All white Vans bandana tee that I will probably end up giving to my nephew or tie-dyeing, but yeah, super dope. Just all over print, perfect condition, no damage or anything, which I was pretty surprised since it is white. Plain blue North Face tee that I got for like $4 in perfect condition, no damage. Normally I wouldn't really get this color of a tee, but it's $4 for a plain North Face tee, so I had to pick it up. Next up, I picked up this plain Faded Glory tee. Faded Glory is usually a pretty cheap brand that you can actually find brand new for super cheap, but this was a super soft tee. It was the right size and it was about $3, so I just picked it up. I always tell people if you can find essential tees that fit right and they're the right price and they're really soft, definitely pick them up because tees like this will never get old. You can always wear these whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 3,000 years old. So that is it for the pickups for this trip to the thrift. Hopefully you guys liked it. Personally, my favorite piece was the Tommy Hilfiger jacket. I'm really stoked on that, and that's going to be a piece that's definitely incorporated into my wardrobe and a piece that's going to be added to my collection for quite a while. Let me know what your guys' favorite piece was in the comments below, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys so much, and as always, keep living the Starr life. Blah!